Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your beer.
Keep following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When I first saw you, baby, I wanted you down. Me and those dreamy eyes of mine started to cry in a dream. Wishing my fantasy soon become a reality. Cause every time I see you, baby, all I do is sigh. Cause you're the most precious thing, baby, I never dreaming eyes has ever seen. So I can take a dream, me and those dreaming eyes of mine.
Welcome into hour 3 of RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to Andy, as always.
This is D'Angelo's first CD.
D'Angelo's first album, Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine, from the Brown Sugar album, 1995. I know that.
Yes, I was going to say 94, but
95 was a good summer for music. I really enjoyed that summer musically.
Yeah,
a lot of fire was out.
Mariah Carey came out with the CD in 95, didn't she?
What, Dream Lover, Music Box, was that out then?
Honey?
No, Honey was later. Honey was 98.
Okay.
That was a good year musically as well.
So what came right before Honey?
Dream Music Box, I think, or the live album. I'm not sure. I didn't become a lamb until the Butterfly album. Yeah, that's what Mariah Carey's fans are called, lambs. Listen, I'm not really a lamb, a beehive, a navy, anything, but these are Rihanna. Daydream. Okay. Music Box was before or after that? Before, okay. So, yeah, see, I'm a little fuzzy on Mariah's pre-catalog, but after Butterfly, when she was released from the shackles of only being a tragic mulatto and allowed to explore her blackness on wax a little bit more, that's when I settled in. I liked other songs, I'm not saying that, but, you know, I just identified. I was like, where is this Mariah at? So, shout out to Mariah Carey. Well, we are in the third hour. You know, this is the show where we hit all the trending topics across entertainment, sports, lifestyle, and culture. And this week, a video took the internet kind of by storm. And people are debating on whether or not this was a skit or if this was an actual scene of Joe Smith's wife recording him having a conversation with her about discovering that she has an OnlyFans. What she has revealed is that she's had the OnlyFans account for a year, that the link to it was in her Instagram bio along with her LinkedIn. So the situation played out. People have debated on whether or not she was right or wrong because she's a former adult film star, right? And she has been holding him down. They've been together for 12 or 13 years. And according to her, the money is funny right now. Not only is the money funny and he's not being responsible as far as the money being funny, he might have some other activities going on as well. So let's listen to a portion of her interview with TMZ.
I've had the page for at least over a year. It's on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife, period. And, you know, he has a friend that he's been entertaining, and she decided that, she wants to really put a bigger, wedge in our relationship. So she went digging around my page and was like, oh, do you know that she has this? And it blew up from that. It's no secret, Joe's financial issues, and I have always made a good life for myself, before I met Joe, I was living overseas in Europe, and I had established myself as a singer, and I came back here, thinking that with his persona and who he was, once we got together and I found out who he was, that it would only take off, other things. But, not everybody's hustle and drive are the same. And depression is a serious thing also. So, I've been just like, supporting and dealing and going through his trials and tribulations with him. I've started several businesses, I've been doing a lot, and I just figured out, I have a home in Cape Verde I'm trying not to lose, and a roof over here we're trying to maintain that we almost got kicked out of. So I just kicked in the drive and did what I had to do.
So listen, there's more to it. She said he's not paying the bills. She said she started several businesses, but that the pandemic, brought some hard times on those businesses. One of them is a moving company. She said actually Joe works for her, that he has had a hard time adjusting life post NBA, that he didn't leave the NBA. And so here's the thing. This is factual for a lot of athletes. A lot of them do not get to choose when they leave the game. The game simply leaves them behind. And so what happened with Joe Smith was that he was on the Lakers in 2011 when the NBA lockout took place. Once the league negotiated their new collective bargaining agreement and the season resumed, he was not picked up by a team, and that's how his career ended. He earned, I believe, about $61 million during his NBA career, squandered quite a bit of it. He was married prior to this, and he cheated on his first wife, the woman, several times, but this particular woman that happened while he was here with the Lakers. This is early Twitter. She started tweeting his wife. And so, there's a lot there. When we come forward, I've been looking at Trent's reaction, but we're going to get Trent's reaction and Andy's reaction because, baby, if you could hear the commentary from Andy as the clip was playing, we're going to get into why I kind of understand her position, and I don't think that this is a skit. So, on the other side, more on Joe Smith. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
We're celebrating 1 year of the K. From checking out the vibrant art and diverse dining in Leimert Park to cheering on your favorite team in Inglewood, you can choose your own adventure when you ride the Metro K-Line. Leave the car at home and go Metro. Visit metro.net/K-Line.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Now, reminder before we get back to this Joe Smith topic and I get Trent's reaction, and I have to get Andy's reaction, because if you could have seen just the response to a portion of that video, it was hilarious. Reminder to you, though, if you want to call in, if you have commentary on this topic, 800-920-1580. Hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill. He's at Trent The Artist. Now, Trent, go.
So my significant other will basically clock me for having an OnlyFans. So I do agree with her for that. Like, if you did pay attention to your spouse, you would know that they have an OnlyFans. Even though my significant other, my on-again, off-again significant other, does not particularly subscribe to my show, they are aware of my show. They're aware of the links that are in my bio, okay? They know what's there. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, if you out here slanging your body to take care of your man and to keep your marriage in order, you might want to keep that to yourself, because that is what you signed up for. And if you're going to do it without having to hold it over somebody's head and say what you're doing. Two, you have motive, or three, you have motive because you said that you were a singer in Europe, but you were also selling your body in Europe, in Amsterdam, in a window, or whatever you got going on over there. And you said that this man was going to be a come up for you or whatever. Or
yeah, she very much
however
said
she
that.
worded it. And then she got tricked by a bigger trick because she was keeping up tricks. See what happens? You got to stop it. So this is what she gets. She needs to stop. If you're going to be on and this is my other side of it too. OnlyFans, child, listen, it's here now, it's gone tomorrow. It's only going to go so far. It's all going to go back down to talent and some type of real marketable skill or asset that you have. And I'm telling you,
why do you
slanging
think that
your
she
body on OnlyFans is not it.
Well, we're going to circle back to that. We're going to put a pin in that for a second.
She tripping.
Andy, let's hear your perspective.
I feel like playing it one more time.
Okay. Let's go.
Because we got to break it down.
Let's go.
I've had the page for at least over a year. It's on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife.
Number one.
Listening.
I don't need to be on your social media to pay attention to you. You know what I mean? Let me respect your space in that social media realm. I don't need to be stalking your page to quote unquote pay attention to you. Let's keep it going.
But Andy, you know what's on your girl's page. Stop playing.
And he has a friend that he's been entertaining, and she decided that, she wants to really put a bigger, wedge in our relationship. So I
need more information on that.
I can give you more information on that. Let's
Okay.
go, because she got into that later in the piece.
Okay.
So
Went digging
basically,
around.
Oh, my bad.
okay, basically due to stepping out, he has a chick that he's dealing with. He's been talking to. The chick went to her social media and started clicking around and then sent the link to him like, hey, did you know your wife has this and is doing this?
But he's also a serial cheater, just based on the information from his first marriage. So
Yes,
both of
he
these
is.
fools is wrong.
They've been together 12 years, I should say.
Tricked by a bigger trick who was tricking. Go ahead.
And wait, side, I don't, Trent, maybe you aren't aware. I know Andy is aware. She's a former adult film star. She did
Yes.
adult films in the
Uh-huh.
90s under the name Yasmin Pendavis. So, okay, continue on.
Tricking.
My page and was like, oh, do you know that she has this? And it blew up from that. I mean, it's no secret Joe's financial issues.
Like, damn, why you gotta air him out like that?
Exactly.
Come on.
I'm going to tell you why, because she said, and I knew this just based off of that video, because she has been the one putting in the payments and making sure things are okay. She helped get him out of debt. And now she's like, be the man of the household, step up. And he's like, I don't have nothing for you but depression and whatever I'm going over to Chick 2B to take care of.
You know what? I appreciate that, because off the rip, I just think she was totally wrong. I guess some of her actions to a degree is justified, considering that I guess, her husband was entertaining other people. But at the same time, I don't know how long he's been entertaining folks, but you've had that OnlyFans for about a year and you still didn't bring it up. You expecting
Right.
him as your husband to be paying attention to you.
What she said, I mean, I think it was that she said that, they knew that there were financial things happening. He wasn't stepping up. He's depressed and trying to work through that. And instead of, she did say, because she started crying, she said she really loves him and that she thinks that they need counseling separately and together, because he needs to get over his issues of how his NBA career ended, and that,
So why are you talking to Harvey Levin? And
well, let me tell you, here's part two to this. Here's
he's
part
not
two.
a counselor, girl. That's
He's
like
not a
talking to
counselor.
Tyrese.
Yeah. Here's part. This is what I think. And Andy, you're not done because you still got some things to run down. I think that there is slightly a bigger play, because I bet that OnlyFans money wasn't jingling, and she's also trying to get more attention to that. But Andy, continue your points because you were on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I have always made a good life for myself. Before I met Joe, I was living overseas in Europe, and I had established myself as a singer.
Okay, I'm done with that. I think, Trent said it eloquently. Like, for her, Joe Smith was a come up. At the same time, I pride myself on being fair. Joe Smith, you can't turn her into a housewife, because they're going to go ahead and revert back to old tendencies. I think he should have always had his antennas up. Just because you marry her doesn't mean that, whatever desire she had in the past was just going to go away. At the end of the day, I just wish that she would have at least shared that with him, or at least have a discussion like, boo, I know you got some financial issues. You know what I used to do back in the day. What do you think about me doing the OnlyFans? Or if not, they could have been doing it together or something.
I mean, I do, and I've said this from the beginning. I think that if that is actually your husband, even long, we know they're long term together, but especially if that is your husband, you owe it to him. Even if you're doing it to save the marriage, even if you were going to do it regardless, you owe it to him to share that information with him. That is not something that he should hear from anyone else.
But you're married, so you really shouldn't have an OnlyFans anyway.
I mean, here's the thing.
But
like
if you are, you should be in it with your husband.
I mean, here's the
Group
thing.
effort.
She said she's not on the OnlyFans with anyone but herself. So there is that.
And her rabbit.
And she.
That doesn't make it any better, because there's a lot of eyes.
Yes.
Who get the privilege to see somebody who you would deem to be sacred, I guess.
I mean, 100%, but a lot of eyes had already seen someone who you deemed to be secret because of her former career in the 90s. So I feel like we got to bypass that at that point.
Those films from the 90s aren't really circulating on the internet. Most of the stuff that's in circulation is like newer stuff.
I feel like if someone were to
Someone probably
take
could
a
find
gander,
it, yeah. But the chances that are happening is like slim. No one is going back looking at vintage 90s videos.
I wouldn't say that. I bet you they are.
I'm sure they are somewhere.
You know, but look, I agree. So I agree with you both on that point. But like she said, if things are getting dire, right, and everybody has a skill set, everybody has a talent, and this is hers. What was she supposed to do to keep the bills paid?
I get that. Just share that with your husband.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, share it with your husband and not with Harvey Levin and or Tyrese. Like, this is just it's crazy that people are just further deteriorating their relationships by bringing everybody else into it. Whatever happened to the part of the vow for better or for worse, and sticking it out and actually working through it for better or for worse?
I mean, she said this is her way of working through it.
But it's not telling everybody about it. I'm going through something right now in my relationship. I have not said anything publicly like exactly what it is. You don't know.
And where's her accountability at?
She is crazy.
Why can't she just be like, my bad, I'm sorry, but you recorded this conversation and you came off as if like you did nothing wrong?
I agree.
Because where's the accountability? Just apologize and be like, my bad. Let me stop recording and let's talk about this.
It's the trick mentality. That's what it is. It's the tricking mentality, and it's the I don't want to call this woman out of her name, but it's the mentality of women who use, who get Johns.
Well,
this is what they do. They trick people. They solicit.
I mean, she said he knew what she did, and she's having to make stuff shake in the instance of this. She did also share that he has moved out. He's living with her sister. I mean, not her sister.
Wait.
Not her sister. Apologies.
I was like, wait.
Not her sister. She believes he's with his. No, she believes he's with his sister. She said she's not sure. She doesn't think that she should be looking for a divorce lawyer, but she hopes.
Wait,
not.
what? So she's delusional.
No, she said she
doesn't think she should be looking for a divorce lawyer. Mm-mm. As soon as you went talking to Harvey Levin, baby, your marriage was over. Have a good night.
She said, this is what she said. I'm sorry that he just can't understand that it wasn't a selfish decision. It was a decision that I made. I made an executive decision when my man wasn't taking the lead.
Oh, I've had enough of her.
I really love Joe.
No, you don't.
She says also
you don't love Joe.
That
if you love Joe, you would have kept your vows, and you would not have talked to Harvey Levin, and we wouldn't have been talking about this on RSVP down at Tavis's house. Okay.
She said, "I don't want to be alone, but if
she is gonna be alone forever. No one is having her unless they're paying her."
Ooh.
Now what?
Ooh.
I said it.
Ooh.
OnlyFans.
No. Spicy. Okay.
Bam, baby.
She said, if that's what it has to be, that's what it has to be. But I don't think we'll divorce. I don't think so. I think he'll come around.
No. He at his sister's house. He ain't coming around. That's the equivalent of moving back home with your mama. He's over it. He's mad, and he's moving on to the next.
Carrie Webb wants you to hit her with that prayers and sorrows.
Absolutely.
Once again.
Prayers and sorrows for your girl. Prayers and sorrows for the whole situation, because people mess stuff up. I say this all the time. You can come back from silence quicker than you can come back from running off at the mouth.
And then
be quiet.
Jerry Anderson says accountability is problematic for many. It absolutely is. And Andy says especially for women. I'm gonna disagree with that, but you can have your opinion. You can have your opinion. I'm not gonna stop you from, speaking out and speaking your truth, right? Your truth might be different from my truth. That's just what we're gonna do with that. But here's the other thing.
I feel so bad for this girl.
Here's the other thing. I'll say this, and then we have a caller on the line. there are rumors out there that this obviously we know she has thoughts, ideas, plans of being a star at some point in her life, right? She was singing in Germany. She
should have stayed
was
singing in
a
Germany.
film star. You know, she met him. He swept her off her feet, whatever.
No.
But here's the thing.
Stay
There are
in Europe
rumors.
singing.
Listen, there are rumors that this might be all a ploy to get what? A reality TV show. I don't know, but that is, you know, what is floating out there. We'll have to see what happens. We have Fahima from DC on the line.
Our favorite.
We always love when
Fahima
Fahima calls in. Welcome to RSVP, Fahima. I know you have something great to add.
Well, they're going to have to do something because the mortgage payment is due.
Thank you. Come on.
Greetings, Troy, Jill, and Andy. So I'm looking at this as a clinician. And I think one of the things that Trent might be missing is that this woman helped this man pay off debt that she did not create. Okay?
Over $100,000 worth of debt.
Yeah.
More than that, but yeah.
And, you know, while he's going through this stuff, you know, because his career didn't, you know, yield him anyway, he's going through a midlife crisis. Personally, that's what I think.
I agree.
So,
I accept that. Yep.
And so, you know, when she did raise concerns about issues, he, you know, harkened back to how he was dealing with stuff and what he was going through. So she did the only thing she knows how to do. And she went to OnlyFans to generate some income. Now, I think that, you know, one could say, oh, well, she was wrong to do this and wrong to do this. And she's actually been pulling the financial weight in that relationship. And I think that she has enough sense to know that they need to go to counseling individually and couples counseling. But the thing is that this is a situation where both of them have a bunch of baggage, but at least she had enough insight to understand I got to do something, or I'm gonna be staying with his sister too.
We all gonna be on the street.
And she understands that they need to get therapy.
I 100% agree with you, Fahima. We're going to put a pin in that. When we come forward, we will have more on this topic. We are also going to get into body count, a conversation that Chad Ochocinco-Johnson and Shannon Sharp had. Do you care about body count? Does it matter? Does it matter more when you're dealing with famous people and people that might run into each other? We're going to talk about that on the other side. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. News and sports on the other side.
I wanted up to live in the pain. Treat her bad, but if I had the chance, treat her like a queen, just like a queen, just like I do in all my dreams. Yeah. No. If you only knew how many times, yeah, I think of you, I'm quite sure that you will find.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says hate has no place in the city or on college campuses. While speaking to News 4 New York, Adams said the war in the Middle East is a teachable moment to identify the terrorist behavior of Hamas. Adams, who is black, adds it's important for children not to participate in some of the hateful rhetoric being spread, saying that's not what our city is. A 6-time convicted felon charged in a mass shooting that wounded 15 people at a Halloween party will remain in custody. Authorities say William Groves faces 15 counts of attempted murder and unlawful use of a weapon by a felon for the attack early Sunday in Chicago, Illinois. Groves was reportedly thrown out of a party at a business before returning and shooting into the crowd. The event space where the party was held will be closed under the city's summary closure ordinance. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the Accident Guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? The Accident Guys have helped over 5,000 injured clients with an impressive winning record.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Following the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
We gotta go get something to eat, man. You hungry now? Hey, yo, man. Damn, what's taking homie so long, son? 50, calm down. When you coming?
Why is he playing Mini Men?
Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and trying to take my life away. I put up with me, my back on the wall. Now you gon' see.
Welcome back and to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. You know, it's the after hours, so things get a little looser. We open up a bit. We were talking about Joe Smith and his wife, Kisha Chavis, and their issue with her OnlyFans account. Andy and Trent have pretty strong opinions on the situation. You know, we are all in agreement that she should have informed her husband. But then we go separate ways on certain aspects of the issue. But it is interesting, and we will be waiting to see the outcome of all of
we
this.
all agreed, and we all had a consensus that she is trifling.
Okay.
And so is he.
So
collectively.
So listen, before we get into this body count conversation, because excuse me, this is along the lines of it, kind of involves it to a degree. And thought it was interesting. So there's a media personality named Kendra G, and on her Instagram, she does singles hookups.
I
She
love
hooks
Kendra
people
G.
up and, you know, matches people up, and it's a good time, I suppose.
Do you remember that episode where the facially challenged man from Detroit called in and cursed her out?
I do not. You were sharing a little bit about that. I
He
don't
said he was
watch
25, but he looked 42, and Kendra was confused. I'm gonna have to send you that clip later. It lives rent free in my head.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to check it out. I know that her the Instagram single show is pretty popular, and she has a new show on a streaming network in the Black Network by James DuBose. It's a new version of Cocktails with Queens.
Okay,
so to speak, like
not
half of that
not
cast.
Love Connection.
No. No, that is strictly, I think, on her Instagram.
I've always wanted to be on that show, Love Connection.
The real one?
Yeah.
It was so sad to find out Chuck Woolery was a little racist, just a little racist.
Oh well, we knew that watching
But-
it. He screamed of OC Republican back in the '80s with that cheap suit and that haircut bob that he had.
And we'll be back in
Two and two.
Me and Andy were in sync on that one.
Oh,
that was so funny.
I'm crazy. This is
All
your
right.
show, not mine.
So this is about a woman who has a child with former Bad Boy artist Carl Thomas, right?
I wish I never met her, Carl Thomas.
I wish I never met her for this story, right? So she appeared on Kendra G's show. She's a 38-year-old woman with 5 children by 5 different men. She shared that Carl does not participate or do anything for her 4-year-old daughter, right?
Oh, so this is a new baby.
A new baby.
Baby number 5.
Baby number 5 for her.
That you know what this sound like?
Poor. I almost said a word I can't say.
It sound like a KANB.
What is that?
Mm-hmm. It'll come to you.
I don't know. I'll tell you what it sounds like before I continue. Poor King Kitty management.
Oh, okay, that too.
That's what it sounds like
Yep.
to me. But so she says that she is an entrepreneur who also works at the airport, and she's a singer. I'm real serious about this. Okay.
I gotta go.
Listen, she wants a man in the industry, right?
At the airport.
She now I don't know if it's the airport industry because she also
better
says
check
that
on
she's
one
a
of them
singer
celebrities coming
songwriter,
through TSA.
right?
That's as close as
She
gonna
did an
get.
interview with Tasha K prior to this, right? And she was upset at Tasha K for calling her the homeless baby mama because she was homeless 5 months ago. But she says
That is
she
not
is
funny.
entitled to come online and look for a man just like anyone else. We got to get some control out here.
Nah, this is crazy.
You should not be looking for anything. She said it's actually better that she is 5 children's fathers because that way she can call any one of them, you know, to help her out. which doesn't explain if that works, why she's currently homeless, right? I'm just trying to run through the logic.
Girl.
She says she does not believe in abortion. She met Carl 7 years before she got pregnant by him. She was pregnant with someone else's child when they met. And she said she also doesn't believe in abortion because she has high blood pressure, so she can't be on birth control. And
you know what? I shouldn't eat ribs and I have high blood pressure.
Wait. Here, you ready for the final piece?
No,
you ready for the cherry?
I'm not.
The final piece, and then we're going to move on to the body count.
There's more?
There's one more thing.
No, it can't be.
Her and Carl only slept together once. And she shared all of this on the live. Girl!
Girl!
Get off of Kendra G's live trying to meet a man.
Kendra G, I need to watch this clip because I know Kendra G clowned this girl.
I will send it to you.
We're going to exchange Kendra G clips. Shout out to Kendra G, and you keep doing God's work, sis, because
I saw this floating around, God. And I did not know what to make of it. So I just wanted to share the details. Just because.
Oh, this was good. I got a good laugh off of this. And I know Carl is somewhere laughing off of this saying, I wish I never met her.
Exactly. Cue his song.
Oh my God. What a night. You know, it's stories like this, and I'm sorry if I offend any of the listeners. It's stories like this that make me glad that I do not date women. Because if this is what the going rate is out of all these stories tonight, you've got and these people are crazy. You've got a woman in Europe who's whoring and singing at the same time in Germany, trying to run scams, and now you got the airport queen trying to trap Carl Thomas and get the rest of his little scraps of bad boy royalties that he could barely spend himself.
And only wants her next date after 5 to be in the industry because they have to understand each other. I'm telling you, fame is a drug.
She's delusional.
You see the correlating theme here, right? They both want
delusional.
to be singers.
Delusional. That's the correlation, and I'm going to stay in the house.
Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into the body count topic to end out the night. I think that's a perfect way to end the night, no?
Body counts. Wow.
Body counts, yeah. So we're going to get into that on the other side. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. Wake up to 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Discover, this is Danny.
Hi, it's Jen Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Are you hungry? 'Cause everyone left after the asparagus sorbet.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Just a couple of last points on that last story regarding the young lady who was on Kendra G's Instagram trying to get a date. She also mentioned that there have been DNA tests done, but Carl does not support the child. He's never met the child. She is currently in a shelter, homeless, right? Maybe she's moved on now, though. She also says that she's been arrested for prostitution in several stings and that she was an escort at one point that made $10,000 a week. And she accuses Carl of physically attacking her at one time. So, men, you also have to make better decisions and choices. Was that one night when you might have been down on your luck, feeling low?
I don't make choices like that.
Was it worth it?
Sometimes it do be worth it, but don't be.
I don't know. I think Carl's going to disagree. Shout out to Fahima. She said, Trent, I've never heard of a houseless entrepreneur working at the airport. Her priority should be housing for those kids. I hope she doesn't have those kids at work. Equals a CPS case.
I was going to say, where's her mother? Because you know what? Here's my thing. Even if, and maybe I'm just fortunate and blessed in this way that I know that I will always have somewhere to go.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not my mother's house, because I get on her nerves sometimes or whatever, but I know that I'm always welcome at my mother's house, no matter what. So,
but you know that's a blessing because not everyone has that.
And I'm aware, and it is a blessing. But in my mind, there has to be some person that will be willing to assist or help somewhere down the line. And the only thing that spells to me is that you have burned every single bridge and people are tired of your ass everywhere you go, especially with five kids.
Yeah.
Someone has to feel like, even though I know in my 20s I was reckless and crazy and, full of vigor and fire, but guess what? I always had help and I always had somewhere to go if I was in that position. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, you've done something that you can't come back from to where you were in the situation.
Well, we're going to put a pin on that and see what develops. We'll see. I don't think she got a date, but I don't know. Maybe they'll circle back and revisit it. So, listen, Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp had a body count conversation. And the conversation, I thought, was very mature and interesting, especially for two former athletes. So, let's listen.
We spend so much time concerned about what people think. Right. If you really understood how little people care about you, you wouldn't give a damn what they thought about you.
Yeah.
I don't care what he got on. I don't care what she got on. I don't care who she go with. I don't care who he go with. I don't care who he sleep with. I don't care what you go to bed as or you wake up with. Doesn't bother me. It ain't with me. So why do I care, Ocho? It don't take nothing out of my pocket. Man, you know such and such with old girl? I check my wallet. Well, I ain't missing no money. My credit card's still here, so why I give her? It doesn't bother me, Ocho. It really doesn't. Man, you know, old boy, he would know who you with. Man, she loose, man. She done been about 15 guys in the NBA. So you mad because you ain't one of them guys. See, body count only matter to the guy that ain't part of the body.
Listen, I hate that body count topic because I'm trying to figure out, hey, when you eat your food, you like it seasoned, don't you? Yeah, you told me you don't like a little too seasoned, but it got. I
didn't want a little salt and pepper. Now don't be adding too much now, because sometimes they put olive oil and they put all kind of stuff. They done paprika. I can't even taste. I can't even taste the meat. They got too much seasoning on it. I mean, damn, I do want to taste what I'm eating, don't you?
So listen, I feel like that was a mature approach, and
It was.
I honestly was not expecting that for those two together. Not because I think that they are necessarily overly immature or necessarily, I just didn't think that they would take that approach. So it's refreshing. So I want to know, does it matter to you guys? And like for me as a woman, right? Men obviously are in theory supposed to be experienced. But what I will say is that there's sometimes when you see a man maybe used to deal with a certain woman or a certain type of woman, and it's like, no go. We are not for each other right there for that. So in some form or fashion, I understand things around the conversation, but not the actual number thing. Because as we've discussed, if you have, let's say you date 2 people a year, right? From 25 to 37, right? Let's say you're single. Maybe a couple of those years you're with the same person and you're spinning the block. How many people is that? Quite a bit.
It's a number, yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's not like people are not out here living a pure and chaste life, like they're, waiting on marriage and holiness these days. No, they out here busting it down and busting it open.
And do you automatically assume if someone says, hey, I used to date someone, or that they used to date someone, that means that there was a sexual aspect of the relationship? Do you assume that off rip?
No.
No? Andy does?
Yeah. I've dated people and haven't had sex with them.
I mean, me too. I think that there should be more of that sometimes. People wouldn't get their feelings hurt. What is dating?
What's dating?
Dating is
we're going out to dinner. I'm spending the night.
connecting,
We're going on
we're
trips.
talking. You could have a
We're
Netflix
dating.
date maybe with some
Yeah.
people. That stuff counts.
It does count.
That's
And why don't count?
dating. That's dating. Why is that not dating? What is dating?
What is dating? Yes.
I mean, I just feel like that term is just so broad and it's used loosely.
I feel like it's not used at all anymore. I don't feel like people even go on dates.
Well, I guess for me, I just equate dating as, dating somebody exclusively.
Okay. So that's the old school. We go together.
So courting and then dating. Okay, got it.
Okay. So courting and dating are together for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then, once you maybe find your person, you still go out on dates, but you are not dating.
Yes.
That's what I guess the distinction would be for me. But, Andy, do you have body count conversations, or do your friends? What do they think about that?
I mean, not anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a young thing, right?
40s around the corner or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But definitely in my 20s for sure, that conversation was held all the time. I even asked that question, and a lot of it, I mean, you broke it down. I think we shared this, months ago. For me, it's like, if you started at 18 and you 30, if I'm going to say 2 a year, if the number is around there, that's okay. I get it. But if it's like, man, you had 10 dudes in 1 year,
might be hard for you.
Absolutely. And quite frankly, that only matters when I'm thinking about actually dating somebody, like making that person my woman. But if I'm just trying to smash, I don't care about your body count.
Right. Of course not. But here's the thing. You can't, I feel like in theory, you can't block feelings. So you may go in with the intent that this is all you want from this person, and I slipped up and fell in love with the wrong one. And now what? That's why I say those conversations, that communication should be had ahead of time.
And at that moment, as a man, you got to hold yourself accountable and understand what it is that you're stepping into.
You're going to be like Joe Smith.
Exactly.
Talking about, but we moved past that. And I thought, I don't know. But I do think it's refreshing because I do think it is a young conversation, but social media at least will have you think that there are some older people that are still engaged in those type of shenanigans. And it's like, why? Be an adult.
Yeah, there's people that are still out there like that, and they will not grow up. They're still Toys R Us kids.
So, I don't know, but I thought it was funny they were talking about the seasoning, and
it's true. Guys like seasoning, and at this age, we don't want to have to train anybody to know the ropes and the basics. You should know that.
Especially considering that most people don't really have the ropes and the basics anyway. So who wants to who wants to get the starter pack going?
Yeah, we don't. So it's like, I need you to have had some experience and been around the block several times.
If you came across someone that was a virgin, right? Or maybe they hadn't been in a relationship in a very, very long time. I'm talking longer than 5 years, right? Would that be a turnoff for you?
No.
No, you could handle it. It wouldn't bother you.
I hold a couple of e-cards.
Okay. Because I know, I remember I was talking to.
That's an honor. It's an honor. Yeah. For me, it's for somebody to choose you. It's like a respect in a type. It's a respect type of thing. Like I trust you and I like you enough to share this experience with you, and I want you to have it with you.
I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that.
Wow,
thought
me?
process. You would be surprised. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Like, really? Yeah.
You wouldn't
I'll
put,
do
like,
that for you.
at an advanced age, not an advanced age, but you know what I'm
You
saying.
have to understand that from my side of the spectrum,
okay,
there are several there might be some virgins that have never had the experience before and they want to try it out.
Okay.
And I'm a part of the welcoming committee.
Okay.
Yes,
but
welcome.
that is very,
Hello.
very, very fair. Would you be, and we're gonna ask this, would you be hesitant to step out with someone walking into their first experiences on this side of life?
No.
On that side of life.
That's my current situation right now. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, we'll have to get more into this topic in depth. That's a good conversation.
My last couple of serious relationships, my last two actually, it was their first time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, listen, VIPs, thank you for locking in with us on RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. As always, it will be amazing. Make sure you are locked in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for more trending topics and headlines. As always, we appreciate you. Reach out to Trent The Artist at Trent The Artist across social media. I, of course, am at Stiletto Jill. Have an amazing night. Thank you, as always, for locking in.
Thanks
I hope you enjoyed it. Of course.
It was a great conversation, great time tonight.
So much fun. We love that. On the other side, you will hear the best of KBLA. Have an amazing night and be good.
It was love.